Welcome back to Subculture, and you are on centralcoastradio.com. Now, I'm going to take a look at a brand new theatre production that is on at the moment in Melbourne, and this is an absolutely amazing show. It's on at the MC Showroom in Paran right now, and it's called Berlin. Now, a little while ago, a friend of mine saw the production of this that happened at Melbourne Theatre Company and said to me, "You are going to absolutely love this play," when he heard that I was going to see it at MC Showroom. And he couldn't have been more right, because this play, who's written by Joanna Murray Smith, just took me on this absolutely unexpected journey of suspense and intrigue. Now, the story itself with this production is deceptively simple. Tom, played by Lachlan Hamill, is an Australian tourist in Berlin. He's flirted with a barmaid, Charlotte, played by Georgia Latchford, while she's working, and she's decided to bring him back to her apartment. Now, they're chosen foreplayers, discussions on things that make them tick, and the various artistic endeavours that they enjoy. But what lies underneath is what takes the audience on a journey that soon bubbles to the surface. Now, to be absolutely honest, I would never have predicted where the storyline of Berlin was going to end up. At the beginning of this production, it's just a marvelously well-written play that shows that awkward moment of when you first arrive at somebody's place and you're not sure what is happening. Now, I think a lot of less skilled playwrights would struggle with this because they wouldn't want their cast members, i.e. their characters as well, to appear awkward. But that's exactly what this situation called for, and that's exactly what is delivered. It's also very, very well performed by Hamill and Latchford, that really draws the audience in and makes you feel like you're in this kind of awkward moment with them. But that awkwardness makes this production feel very, very natural. And I think that's one of the things I loved most about this. As a playwright myself, I found myself feeling very, very jealous of Murray Smith, that she was able to find a way to bring that natural awkwardness to the stage in such a way that had you sitting there watching it and just absolutely in awe of what was going on. Now, the other thing I loved about that was then where this story ended up, because I think a lot of playwrights with less experience would have kind of signposted where this was going to end up. This production almost switches genres, starting off as a drama and then switching, and I'm not going to say what it switches to because I think that would actually be a little bit of a spoiler for people that are heading in to this production. And I think this is one of those productions where you really need to go along and see it, not knowing where it's going to end up, because I want everybody out there to experience that same surprise that I got when I saw where this was ending up. Now, there's little moments early on in this production where you feel that something is not quite right, that someone is lying. Either Tom or Charlotte is lying about why this is happening. But like I said, there's no real signposts to let you kind of see where it's going or what's going to happen. And I think I like that because it means that everything kind of unravels like opening a present on Christmas morning. And that, I think, makes this such an important production. Now, one of the other things I loved about this as well is this is one of those scripts that touches on things that might be a little bit un-PC, but things that are real to the world. Now, I've got a close friend from Germany, and I can honestly say by having discussions with her over the years that some of the things that are explored here in Berlin that wouldn't frequently be talked about in public are things that as a German she goes through. And it's so good to see these topics being brought out into the open and discussed. In fact, I've said to my friend she needs to go and see this because it's just interesting that some of the things that she's talked to me about over the years that she experienced as being German are discussed in this production, because she said to me on countless times that I'm going through this, but I feel like it's not something you can really talk about in public to people that you don't trust. So it's great to see that in this production, it gets explored. And I think that's something that is going to mean that a lot of people who go to see this production are going to end up walking away and discussing that as well, which is probably pretty good if you've got friends who are German. It's something you can talk to them about as well. I think also a lot of the natural vibe with this production comes down to some great directing from Erica Chestnut as well, the production's director. She's obviously really worked with Hamill and Latchford to help them understand their characters. And as a result, this production is just absolutely phenomenal. Both performers are brilliant in their parts. And I really hope that one day this is a kind of theatre production that we might be able to see on screen, because I think it is an amazing story, and I would love to see the two actors here in that role as well on screen, because I think they really are the characters that they're playing. That's how it feels when you're watching it, and would almost feel criminal watching other people in those roles. The other thing that's going to hit you as well when you're watching this production is that the set is really minimalistic, but it makes you, it enhances that feeling that you are there in Charlotte's apartment as well, because that just ends up being such a vital part, and some of the things in the apartment end up being such a vital part of this production and the story. So that natural feel again just works. The lighting does a sensational job as well. It kind of highlights what parts of the apartment are going to play an important part, again, without signposting. So kudos to the lighting team as well, because they do an absolutely amazing job. But look, to sum up, Berlin for me is just one of the most surprising theatrical gems of 2023 that I've seen. It's brilliantly written. It's been brought to life by a very, very talented director. The whole natural feel that comes with this production just makes you feel like you were there and witnessing the event. Georgia Latchford and Lachlan Hamill deliver two of the best performances that you're going to see in theatre this year. And while the subject of matter of Berlin's going to have you thinking about it for a long time to come, you are going to remember those two performances as well, because they are just absolutely sensational. I'm going to give Berlin 5 out of 5. Make sure you go along and see it while it's playing at the MC showroom, because this is an absolutely fantastic theatre production, and it's one of the best I've seen in a long time. So please go along and see it. You are listening to Subculture on centralcoastradio.com. We'll be back in just a moment after another track.